industry is going to tell you this, so I'm going to. The bag of kibble that's sitting in your pantry right now, it's not food. It's a slow burn, and your dog's body is paying for it every single day. Hi, I am Lisa, the founder of the High Vibe Dog, and I help dog mamas stop unknowingly harming their pups and create a toxin free, high vibe life using the high vibe dog method. And this month, we are going somewhere nobody else is willing to go. The truth nobody is telling you. This is every week, we're going to be discussing a different topic in this specific genre, in this specific niche, in this specific thought process that people are hiding from you every single day about your dog. And today we are talking about kibble, traditional hard dog food. What it actually is, what it's actually doing to your dog's body, and what you can do about it starting this week, right now. Knowledge is power. And when I learned this, it changed everything. And if you stay to the end, I'm going to share a story from my first dog, Choiee, a chow chow who got so sick on kibble and conventional products that it eventually cost him his life at 8.5 years old. That story is the reason I do everything I do right now. So stay for it till the end. So drop some pause in the comments and let me know that you're here, and tell me right now, what are your current dog food habits? What are you currently feeding your dog? Is it kibble? Is it raw? Is it homemade? Is it pre-made, or is it a mix of all of that put together? I want to know what it is, and I want to kind of see where everybody is starting from today. This topic is the foundation of everything. Now, there's a couple different pieces, and we will be, of course, going through it over the next month or so. So you'll see, but the food is starts everything. It starts everything. And because if you don't have a solid foundation, just like with us, what are you going to get? It's not going to be healthy. It's not going to be good for you. And I have another question for you. Has your dog ever talked to you about the ingredients of the dog food in those bags? Have they mentioned it to you? Have they discussed it with you? Have they asked if you know anything about it? Like actually gone through what it actually is? Yes or no? Drop that in the comments because I'd like to know. And I'll tell you this because this is something I dealt with Thule. Uh, I had other vets actually refer me to Raw, but with her vet kept going, "Oh, give her this is much better." And you know what they were telling me to give him? Oh, it makes me want to throw up. Science diet, because it goes into the pet food store, it goes into the vets, and they get a kickback from it. And it is just garbage, and so is Royal Canine. Yeah, it's supposed to be better. It's not. Now, there are a couple brands out there, and I will be sure and let you know what they are that actually are prepared differently. And so they're better. They're not great, but they're much better, and they don't cause as much inflammation in the body. And so nobody is going to tell you this but me. So here it is. Listen closely because this will change everything. The pet food industry is a multi-billion-dollar business, and it's built on one thing: getting you to believe that highly processed, shelf stable, chemically preserved product is a complete and balanced meal for your dog. And I've got, well, two words, there's a hyphen in between, on this exact statement. Bullshit. It's not true. Think about it for a second. A bag that sits on the shelf for months, maybe even years, without going bad? That doesn't sound cool. Think about even for us, when we have that in there, you're like, wait a minute, it's been in there for a while. Is it any good? Same exact thing. Fresh food goes bad because it's fresh, not poison. A bag that sits on the shelf for months, maybe years without going bad, and we're feeding it to the dogs every single day. And they're like, I don't want this. And if you ate the same thing every single day and it was hard and crunchy, you wouldn't want it either. And you're wondering, why are they getting sick all the time? Why are they itchy and scratchy? Why do they have low energy? Why at the age of 6 they are aging at an accelerated rate? Why at 6 do they look older? Do they not move as bad? They're graying. Why? It's because of these processed chemicals in the food. It's for a couple other things too, but this is one of the major foundations because it's sucking nutrients from other parts of their body and from their bones just to sustain it, just to sustain themselves. And that's not something we want to do. And here's what kibble actually is: it's rendered meat, which means the parts of the animal not fit for human consumption. If whatever's on the ground, mixed with grains, fillers, synthetic vitamins, added back in because the processing destroyed the actual natural ones. And most of the natural ones didn't even exist because it's rendered meat. And here's something else that gets put back in there: all the meal, all the crap, literally anything that's on the floor in these processing plants go back in and they're cooked at high temperatures and they're powdered. And that is meal, meat, meal. And that's what it is. And it's put back in as a filler for whatever reason, and your dog is actually eating this. The preservatives also make it shelf stable so it lasts a lot longer. Artificial flavoring to make your dog actually want to eat it at all. All of this is inside the kibble. Then it gets cooked at high, extremely high temperatures. Not once, but twice, which destroys most of the main, or most of, if there was any remaining nutritional value whatsoever, it's now gone. And what also it does is it creates harmful compounds in the process. And these are called AGEs, advanced glycolic end products. And these are known as cancer causing carcinogens. Think about it for a minute. Stop with that. All this processed kibble, and they don't have to put it on the label either because it was produced in the production of it. All these highly processed kibbles are filled with these AGEs. And that is accelerating your dog's lifespan. It's accelerating the aging process. And their body is literally leaching nutrients because of it. It's not helpful. It's not helping them at all. I know of 1 or 2 brands out there that actually produce a kibble that's made at a much higher standard. And I don't agree with kibble at all anymore. And at the same time, sometimes you want to just make sure that your dog has something to eat in the bowl. So having this specific kibble, at least they get some crunchies, because you can't leave anything like cooked out for too long. It needs to be put back in the refrigerator or needs to be thrown away. So there's a brand called Stella and Choiee, and they produce a baked kibble, and all the ingredients are organic, human grade, basically organic, grass fed, free range, depending on the source of the protein, and all of the vegetables and everything are actually real, and it's baked. And then it's freeze dried coated as well. So it's both. And that is probably the only kibble that I have ever found on the market that actually is good. There's a couple other brands that are air dried, and those are equally stable to a limited amount of time, but they're good too. Now, if this is something that you want to learn more about, please just comment kibble in the comments and reach out to me, and I will give you the brands. We can go over what your dog is actually looking for, and we can go from there on that. But back to the topic at hand. This kibble, and this is not food. It's kind of a food like product, and your dog's body knows the difference between the two, and they don't like it. And even when you don't know this, their body does. Think about it. If you ate chips and Doritos and Big Macs all the time, highly processed, your body is going to get ill for a variety of reasons in a variety of ways. Your dog's body is the same. The question is not whether kibble is affecting your dog or not. It absolutely is. The question is how much damage has already been done and what are you doing about it? That's the question. And the more you feed them straight kibble like that, the more you're going to have these problems with their health over time. Everything builds. We've talked about this in the past called the compound effect, one on top of the other, on top of the other, and slowly the body breaks down. And this is something that will change everything just by changing how you feed them. So, did you know kibble about this? Did you know about this? Did you know that kibble, what it was actually made for? Is this something you knew? Please let me know. Drop knew it in the comments. If you already knew, and if you did not know, drop had no idea. And I'm happy to talk about this because this is something that hit very, very hard for me. And one of the reasons why I'm doing what I'm doing today was this specific thing. So let's go over some more details about it and why. So, what kibble does to your body over time. Here it is. Let me walk you through what's actually happening to your dog's body when kibble is their primary food source. Because this is not opinion, this is actually physiology, in the dog's body. Okay, so your dog is going to start having these different types of problems. So, what's happening to your dog by eating kibble on an ongoing basis over time is chronic inflammation. And what this is it's the processed ingredients, synthetic additives, and high carbohydrate content is what's in the content of most kibble. Boy, I'm having a hard time talking today, aren't I? Ooh, get those lips working again and get those teeth working again. Went to the dentist. I'm dealing with that. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. So the processed ingredients, synthetic additives, high carbohydrate content in most kibbles create a constant low grade inflammatory state in your dog's body. Inflammation is the root of most chronic disease. That's number one. Number two is gut dysbiosis. Now, this is a lack of living enzymes and beneficial bacteria in processed kibble. It's not in there. So that combined with chemical preservatives, and this disrupts the gut microbiome over time. So a disrupted gut affects everything: immunity, behavior, skin, digestion, energy, alertness, you name it. It affects all of these different activities that your dog just normally does. So here's another one: organ stress. So the kidneys and the liver are working overtime to process and eliminate the synthetic additives, the preservatives, and the poor quality proteins in most kibble every single day. And here's something else too. Because of the dryness of the kibble, your dog's body is pulling moisture from other parts of the body, and both the liver and the kidneys have to work overtime just to be able to process it through. So it's working twice as hard as it normally would. So that's why dogs often have liver problems and kidney problems as they get older. It's because of this. Now, it also, and I mentioned this earlier about the nutrients, it is nutritionally deficit. It's a deficiency in the nutrient level. And the synthetic vitamins added back into the kibble after processing are not the same as actually naturally occurring nutrients, because those are destroyed by the heat, if there was any in there to begin with. The body recognizes the differences and absorbs them differently. Mm. Now, here's another one, and I mentioned it earlier: accelerated aging, chronic inflammation, gut disruption, organ stress, and nutritional deficiency compounds over time, goes back to the compound effect, and dogs fed primarily kibble their whole lives will show measurable differences in their health markers compared to dogs fed whole food diets. Sit with that. That is so powerful. So I want to go over again these specific things that make a difference when you are feeding kibble as the number one source of food, basically. So when you feed kibble every single day to your dog, this is what it does to the body: chronic inflammation, gut dysbiosis, organ stress, nutritional deficiency, and accelerated aging. Sit with that for a second, because that is powerful. Something that you are doing, thinking you're doing great, that you're going to help your dog, you're feeding them, you're listening to what people are saying, and what it's actually doing to their bodies is making them sick, slowly poisoning over time, and their body just breaks down. It can't do anything else. Same with us. So this is exactly why step 2 of the high vibe dog method is clean the foundation. And nutrition is the foundation of the foundation. You cannot build health on processed foods. You just can't do it. It does not work in humans, and it absolutely does not work in dogs either. So, has your dog had any of these symptoms? Any of these chronic problems, chronic itching, digestive issues, low energy, recurring infections, skin problems, allergies? Drop what you're seeing in the comments. I absolutely want to know what your dog is dealing with. Let's fix it. Let's fix it. And I will go over this week also, because there's a couple different examples I have, and the differences are so noticeable, and they're noticeable so quickly. Here's something else: the treats nobody talks about. And this is something that hit me thinking I was doing awesome. And here it is: the treats are not just the food. It's not just the food, it's the treats too. This one, as I said, caught me completely off guard. I thought I was doing awesome. I didn't give her any of that, like pepperonis and all that crap. That's just pure processed poison. And so I was giving her, like, I'd find, what is it? Freeze dried or air dried chicken, and she was getting turkey bacon because I thought, oh, yeah, it's going to be good for her. And I thought, this is great. I did it regularly. That was her main source of treats. She'd go to the refrigerator because she wanted the turkey bacon, and I always had chicken treats because I just wanted to give her something healthy regularly. And I thought, oh my God, I'm being such a good dog mama. She loved them. She absolutely loved chicken. And it was so wonderful watching her eat them until she constantly scratched and itched nonstop. And I couldn't figure out what the problem was. I thought, what is going on? And I had a friend of mine tell me, you took her off chicken food because it's just bad. Too much chicken in general is bad, and most chicken is prepared, it's very dirty. It's not necessarily pasteurized and all healthy. So it's just bad anyway. It has lots of hormones in it. And so I've taken her off that. Why are you giving her those? Because it's supposed to be, right? No, it wasn't. And she was allergic to the chicken, and she was also allergic to the turkey bacon. So the turkey too, again, same type of meat, a poultry. So I had to immediately stop giving her that. I stopped. She didn't like it. She was quite upset with me. But check this out. The second I was able to remove both of those from her diet and kind of clean it out, the itching and the scratching stopped immediately. Gone. No more. Like it was night and day. Constantly itch, scratch, 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 chew, 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 chew. Said nothing. complete comfort. And it was those treats. It was that chicken. It was that turkey. And then I find out, I'm eating it too, that turkey bacon, depending on the processing, is highly processed and not just turkey on a strip of turkey. It's not the same. So hey, I learned for myself too. So here's what I did not know about turkey and chicken. These two, as I said before, are the dirtiest, two of the dirtiest meats in conventional pet food. They put it in everything. It is basically filler because it's so cheap. They'll add it into almost anything, even if it gives another protein source as the main thing, beef, lamb, whatever. If you look closely at the ingredients, you'll find chicken or turkey, most likely chicken, and or the meal from it in the bag anyway. And it's heavily processed, loaded with antibiotics, treated with chemicals, and in treat form, they are even more concentrated because of how they're manufactured. So look at the bags. Where is it coming from? Who's manufacturing it? What is it? Pay close attention to this. So the treat aisle, it ain't your friend. Most of what is in there is more harm than good, regardless of what the packaging says. It just is. There are a few things that you can actually give your dog as far as treat goes. They think it's treats. It's actually healthy food, and it's a win-win. Because when I was able to switch that to actual pieces of freeze-dried and air-dried beef or lamb or venison, all of these things, I'd give her either freeze-dried or I'd give her air-dried bits, and it was actually food. And I would give that to her as treats. She loved it, and it was none the wiser. I knew I was giving her something healthy and safe, and she knew she thought she was getting the treats and getting a lot of them. Since I knew it was food, it wasn't bad. So treats typically have a lot of flavorings and sugars and all these extra things to make them sweet, just like us. Chocolate cake, it tastes good for a bit, but it doesn't taste good on stop, and it wears on the body. This is done the same way. Treats are not your friend all the time. Definitely not your dog's friend. So if you're just joining us now, nobody's going to tell you this but me. We are talking about the kibble and conventional treats and how they are actually and what they are actually doing to your dog's body. And I am going to get to a story about my first dog, Choiee, that changed my entire life. So I'll go over that a little bit later in the live. So stay with me till the end because it changed everything for me. So what treats are you currently giving your dog right now? Pop those in the comments because I want to know about it and I want to help you kind of get to something much, much better. We're going to work through this for sure. Now, what to actually feed your dog instead? That's important. So you know what not to give them, you know what treats to look out for, what to look for in the bags, but what do you change it to? How important is that? So, okay, so the kibble is out, it's gone. Conventional treats are out, they're gone too. Now what? Well, this is easy. I'm not here to overwhelm you. I'm here to give you a clear, concise next step. So here is the simple version of what to do. Move toward whole food. It's that simple. One step at a time. If you can't or don't want to or unable to immediately, not a problem. You don't have to move away from kibble to be completely homemade overnight. You can take time, you can slowly in the process just move towards holistic types of dog food. Sometimes that's not realistic for most dog mamas. They're used to doing something, it's easy, you got to change up your habits and your patterns, and it can make a difference and you have to adjust things. So here's how I actually recommend approaching this. Step one, read the ingredient list on your current food. Now, first ingredient on that list should be named a whole meat. Beef, salmon, chicken, turkey even. I mean, I know venison, elk. There's so many different protein sources. single protein source. That's number one. No byproducts, no meals, no corn, no wheat, soy as the first ingredient. Only chicken, beef, salmon, venison, elk, all of those. That's number one. So that's the first step to making a shift and changing. That's the first point. Number two is upgrade to a better quality of commercial food. Again, you don't have to go straight to raw or homemade. There are commercial dog foods that have whole ingredients in them. That's what they're made for, that are dramatically superior to traditional kibble. Freeze dried, gently cooked, or refrigerated fresh food are options and are all steps moving in the right direction. So, again, I mentioned earlier about Stella and Choiee. So they're probably not the only one that I know of that is a kibble that is baked. And all the ingredients in it are organic, free range, pasteurized, what is it, pasture raised, wild caught, you pick it, depending on the protein source. So the ingredients are far superior. They're actually human grade. So it's fantastic, hard kibble brand. And it has all genres of it. So you start with one and you can slowly switch it over. The company is amazing. So that one is number one. So number two is stop giving him so much kibble. Look at the ingredient list, upgrade to a better quality of food. And three, add in whole food toppers. This is important as well. So when you're starting to switch over, this will start making a difference and lower the inflammation in their bodies. So even if you keep the commercial food for now, which we ideally want to get away from it altogether, but adding in whole food toppers, sardines even, blueberries, cooked sweet potatoes, raw eggs, changes the nutritional profile significantly. It makes it far better, and the body starts absorbing the nutrients, and it lowers, as I said, the inflammation process, inflammation response, and is one of the easiest upgrades that will make a very big and immediate impact with your dog. Okay. Step four is replace those treats immediately. As I said, no one can eat chocolate cake all the time. So this is the fastest win also. Throw out the conventional treats, replace it with single ingredient whole food treats. Freeze dried beef liver, pieces of fish, blueberries, carrots, small pieces, sweet potato pieces. All of these are going to be so much better for your dog, and your dog will love them and their body will thank you. That's so important. So I put all of this together and more in my canine cuisine PDF guide. It walks you through exactly what to feed your dog, what to avoid, and how to transition. I even put some recipes in the back too, so you can make stuff yourself. So DM me Kibble at the end of this live, and I will send it to you for free. We all need to be eating better, and we absolutely all need to be feeding our dogs better. So when we feel healthy, when they feel healthy, we are so much more connected and want to do more fun things. So with these 4 steps, you will see such an improvement in your dog's health. Which of these 4 steps feels doable right now? Drop a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4 in the comments and let me know. And I'm happy to help you work through and walk through all of this. So, okay, I told you from the beginning I was going to tell you and share a story with you of my first dog, Choiee. And this is it. This is the story that changed everything for me, and I started walking on this holistic path with him. He was a blessing. Beautiful blue chow. His skin had blue in it. It was gorgeous. Choiee was my first chow chow, my first dog, my personal first dog, my first fur baby, and I loved him with everything I had. Just everything. Whatever he needed, he got. When he got sick, he started getting sick, and I had no idea what was going on. It was skin issues it started out with, scabbing. He was losing the hair around his face. His whole face was getting scabbed up. sores all over his body. His hair was falling out. We were living in Northern California at the time, and the vet had no idea what was going on. And I had him on regular kibble, just whatever was at the store, honestly, because that's what you do. And that's what I did. I had no idea that it was toxic. And no one tells you that. My parents gave that to their dogs. Same situations, a lot of the same things. And I just didn't know. I took him to the vet, and they said, oh, he's allergic to stuff. He's got allergies. So give him a couple things and send him on his way. It got worse. It didn't get better. Back to the vet again. Now, not only was it an allergy, it became allergic to the environment. No answers, no reasons why, nothing. They just gave him more pharmaceuticals. And guess what? It got worse again. This continued to perpetuate, and me not having a clue, I continued to listen. I learned that lesson also. So the vet then referred me to the veterinarian school in Sacramento, thinking they could do better, they could help him, they could figure it out. And they actually made it worse. All they did was fill him full of more pharmaceuticals, more steroids. And now not only was his body breaking down from the allergic to the environment for all the toxins and the food and everything that I was giving him that I didn't know was causing the problem. Now all those pharmaceuticals in his body was actually deteriorating his body even more. And I had no idea what to do. Nobody asked about his food. Nobody asked me what I was using in my house. Nobody connected it together, and nobody thought to even do it. They just, here, let's give you some more. Let's give you some more. I'm like, wait, now I think, how did it happen? What's the start? Let's figure it out instead of putting a Band-Aid on it. No way, not happening ever again. So this went on for quite some time, and I finally found a holistic pet store in the area in which I lived, and someone actually educated me on the food, on what I was using, and all the pharmaceuticals that was given to him. We changed the products right away. I started changing out his food. I started like clearing everything out in my home that I knew how, kind of knew what to do, and just started removing everything. And guess what? He started getting better. His health improved. The sores started going away. His skin felt more moisture in it. He got his hair back. His hair started grow back gray because it was gone for so long, but it grew back. And he had more energy, and he was my boy again. And I thought, oh, we've detoxed him some. We've gotten this out of his body. We're on the mend. But it was too late. And I didn't realize it. It was too late. From years of conventional treatments, pharmaceuticals, the kibble, the toxic products, all of that damage was done. No matter what I was doing now, the damage was done. His body could not fully recover from it, from what I had done and what all he had been through. It just couldn't. So my boy got cancer, started in his mouth. We got it removed. Then it went to his lungs. And he died at 8.5 years old because of what I did. He should have easily and could have easily lived 12, 13, 14, 16. I know people that work holistically with dogs, and in a company that I partner with when it comes to holistic products and everything. And their dogs are living at 18. Big dogs too, not little ones. Little ones live longer typically anyway, just I don't know why, but they do. Big dogs, 16, 17, 18. And that was the goal. And gone. Nothing I could do about it except learn and scream to the top of my lungs to everybody else that prevention is so important. And I'll have to carry that with me forever. But here's what I also carry. Everything I learned from Choiee, my little boy. He was awesome. Every piece of knowledge I did not have then, I have now. Every dog mama I get to educate before it is too late for them. That is a blessing. Choiee is the reason I do this. Thule backed it up. He's the reason this matters so much to me. Thule was the catalyst that forced the issue. Like, I'm not doing it all in, not kind of skirt the issue or halfway make it a lifestyle, 100% all in. They are the reason I will never stop saying the things that nobody else is willing to say to you. And funny, not funny. Tomorrow is the anniversary of my girl, the anniversary of my girl's transition, June 2nd. Have you ever lost a dog too soon and later connected the dots on the things that were being done that you had no idea? Think about that. That's a big thing. So drop some pause in the comments if Choee's story hit home for you and it's something that you made the decision right now. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Mm. It's so important how we care for our pups. So important. So, okay, I want to transfer or transition a little bit into some questions and some answers. And I want to answer some questions that I was getting over the past week or so on different things that I've gotten. And so I'm going to read the questions and then give you the answers. So drop your questions down below, and I'm happy to answer these like on the next video, or I can just respond back and then I'll pick some to answer on the next video as well. So, what do you want to know about your dog's food specifically? Write it in. What's been so confusing about it? What's overwhelming about it? I'm here. Put those questions in and let's get them answered. So, let's start with a few questions that I've gotten in the past. One, what kibble brands are actually okay? I kind of mentioned it earlier. Honestly, none of them are what I call ideal, but you are, as I said, not 100% ready to transition off kibble completely. Look for brands with the names that are whole meat source, like a whole meat source as the first ingredient. No corn, no soy, none of these. No artificial preservatives, no BHA, BHT, or ethoxyquin. That's another one. Very hard to say, but all deadly. Brands like Stella and Chewy's, fantastic brand, and Ziwi Peak are significantly better, probably the top of the list as far as more dry dog food is, more kibble style dog food. Both of those brands are far superior. My goal is always to move you toward whole food. So DM me kibble, and my canine cuisine guide will walk you through how to transition off of that. Also gives you recipes on what to actually feed your dog and make the whole process so much easier. Here's something else I used to get a lot of. And I would go back and forth with my vet, and I'm like, I know better. My holistic vet put me on it, and I saw significant health and significant changes in my kids. My kids. So my girl, I had Choiee first, and then I had Chloe, and she was born with a heart defect. She was very young, and they did not expect her to live very long. And my vet immediately put her on raw, and I fed her immediately from the beginning, and she lived to be a year and a half old. They didn't expect her to live not even a year, so I felt grateful that that was part of it, and I know the food had a lot to do with it. So, and I'll tell you why raw is so significant. It's absolutely safe. Now, when it's handled properly, first and foremost, so dogs are biologically designed to eat raw food. The fear of raw feeding comes from primarily from conventional pet industries that benefit from you buying their processed products. Keep that in mind. There are also some gently cooked as well. That's pretty good. Freeze dried options are safer for people who are not comfortable with raw as well. And I cover all of that in my canine cuisine. But I had Thule on raw, and hands down, she was so much healthier and she loved it. Absolutely loved it. So here's another question. My dog is a senior. Is it too late to switch? Absolutely not. I work with a 15-year-old senior right now who had no energy. He's blind and constant itch, 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 no hair, all kinds of horrible things. And I thought, my gosh, he barely ate anything. So he didn't even like it. He didn't eat it. And so I had him for a period of time. And I thought, man, I'm getting him off of that now. And so I just threw it away. I told his mom that we ran out and I bought him this food. Then I sat down with her and we switched him to fresh, whole food. And he immediately started eating. I noticed that he was just more alert in the rest of the time frame that I had him. I had him for probably about 3 or 4 days after I switched him, and the change was remarkable at that point. So more energy, more alertness. He was eating constantly. All of that improved right away. But what I noticed even more so the next time I got him, he she had put him on a like little meals, cooked meals. You can see the chicken and the beef and all of that in it. It was so much better. It wasn't the top tier, but it was far superior. And he was so much energy. He was playful now. He didn't move so slow. He was very fast. He just couldn't see. So once he was in a comfortable environment, he was all over the place. It was so beautiful to see the movement and his body improve at 15 and a half. So that was phenomenal. It's never too late to give your body and give their bodies positive, better inputs. So DM me Kibble and let's talk to see what makes sense for your specific senior dog. We could figure it out for sure. So my vet says Kibble is fine. Should I listen? Well, I respect vets deeply. Most vets truly love animals, and most of them receive very little nutrition education in vet school. So keep that in mind. And the nutrition education they did receive was often funded by major pet food companies. This is not conspiracy. Well, maybe kind of. It is documented. It's not conspiracy, though, but it's designed to stick it to you in a sense. It's documented that this is the case. And so vets not realizing they're doing wrong. So your vet is not wrong to say what he was taught, but it is also not wrong to look at what the research and real outcomes are actually showing in these specific situations. So ultimately, you know your dog. Trust what you observe first and foremost when it comes to your pup, and trust your own instinct as well. So keep this in mind. The biggest thing I want you to take away from today is this: kibble is not food. Kibble is not your friend. It is a processed product, poison. And your dog's body deserves better than that. And when you give better than that to them, it will significantly transform their life and yours. And that's what we want: healthy, vibrant pups for as long as possible. So DM me the word Kibble, Kibble, and I will send you my Canine Cuisine PDF completely free. It's yours. It's going to walk you through exactly what to feed your dog, what to avoid, and how to transition to whole food without the overwhelm. And keep in mind that if you want to learn more about this and you need help figuring out like good brands, what's going to be best for your dog, again, drop it in the comments and let's have a talk about it. Next week, we're going on to another topic that, again, nobody's telling you this. We are going into something that is going to make a lot of people uncomfortable: the truth about flea and tick products. That's next week. This one, and this is interesting because it's the ones your vets recommend, the ones that are marked safe. We are going to talk about what is actually in them, what they are doing to your dog's nervous system and immune system. So you absolutely don't want to miss it. So mark it on your clock. Same time next week, 10 a.m. ish, and same time around this 10 a.m. on Monday. It'll be absolutely Monday morning, and we will see you on the next live. So if this brought value to you, please share it with a friend. Subscribe to our channel, and let's live a healthy, high vibe life with our pups. So until next time, go out and create something magnificent with your pup. Ciao for now. See ya.